Man United is one of the biggest clubs in football history, but this season says differently.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have problems!
From finishing 15th in the Premier League to losing the Europa League trophy to Spurs, this season for Man United is a season to forget.
It's a bloody disgrace.
This is why we're going to come in as the new assistant manager of Ruben Amorim and revolutionise Man United once again with new signings and also conquering Europe like they did back in the old days. I believe that we can, because we have arrived at Man United underneath Ruben Amorim as the new assistant manager. Now hopefully we can restore it back to the Fergie days of Man United, because recent times with Man United it hasn't been the best, with numerous managers and then just kind of failing to being the team that they used to be, dominating the Premier League throughout the years. Now looking at the team now, going on to the team management, you can see Ruben Amorim plays the 3-4-3. But as you can see, we have indicated some of the injuries in real life with Delin and Mazraoui, and mainly Lautaro Martinez being out very long here with a cruciate ligament to his knee, I do believe. We've done him out for 6 months because we do not know when he's going to be back. It's a massive injury and a massive loss within the centre-back team right here. But they got not a bad team to be Man United with the new signings as well, with Bueno look like he's going to be coming over the line very soon, and especially it's definitely a confirmation in Matheus Cunha here from Wolves, an excellent player indeed as the new number 10 for Man United that can dominate Man United in the near future. I think he'd be a brilliant signing for him. With the likes of good players as well, with Bruno Fernandes leading the line, unfortunately had to walk past the Europa League trophy with his teammates to Spurs, which I was a bit surprised they lost that final. But let's be realistic, from a neutral perspective, it wasn't the most classiest final. They're two very poor teams in real life at the moment, but I was Spurs got away with it. Hence why we need to rinse this team and start fresh by selling players that doesn't really scream Man United players anymore or suit future projects, making this team look like this right now, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, we have sold quite a few players, which we will get over in a minute. But looking at the team now, you can see the likes of Bueno going in the right mid, like kind of Rams kind of position there with Cunha. Good link up at that side with Bruno Fernandes taking up the number 10 row, just in behind Joshua Zirkzee right here. Don't get me wrong, Joshua Zirkzee and Rasmus Højlund are kind of going at each other for that number 9 spot this season, but both of them just really isn't cutting it as the actual number 9 that Man United are really looking for, which we'll get to in a minute. We've got this individual here just sitting in the left mid, just trying to indicate we need someone in that new row. And I think, to be honest, we need to strengthen everywhere within the team, which we'll get into our next point now. If I get to the office here and show how much budget we've got this season, we've got 178 million to splash in the team. And the reason behind that, ladies and gentlemen, we go to the transfer history and go to my club, you can see we have sold quite a few players indeed. Starting off with Christian Eriksen going to Aston Villa. Just hasn't really got an actual future at the club, has he? The same with Casemiro. Had a good season, to be honest, but I'm feeling like he's getting into his veteran years right now, to be honest. And considering we've been offered 17 million for him, I think it's a no-brainer to take that offer right there, whilst the money is still high. Johnny Evans just hasn't really got a future at this team, to be honest, at the age of 36. Got a little bit dollar for him, why not? Oh, Nana's actually gone to Bournemouth. I mean, I'll be completely honest, I just don't think he's cut to be a Man United player. I think he just makes too many mistakes. He's a bit inconsistent and people are terrified when they see him in a goal, to be honest. Has his games where he's unbelievable, but he just isn't it. So I think 23.9 million to Bournemouth is a steal. Aiden Heavens goes out on loan here. Javi Amas goes out on loan. And Rasmus Højlund here goes out on loan to Bayern. Now, the reason why I have done him and not Joshua Zirkzee, he's just got a bit better potential. And I think he's still got something to offer at Man United, and maybe going to Bayern Munich, learn underneath the likes of Harry Kane, could actually increase his overall. Amobi here has gone to Cadley there, and also Dogu to Nottingham Forest. And the biggest surprise, Garnacho, who's hasn't really got the best relationship with Man United in real life. Actually probably be looking to probably move away from the club. But in terms of his potential, especially these two, I've just loaned out to 2 Premier League sides where they can actually grow up their overalls a little bit more and come back to the team and actually maybe get some first team football a lot more, especially in Garnacho. We want his relationship to be Man United to be healthy again, not like on the verge of potentially leaving the club. But starting off with the signings and the new additions, of course, we have to go with the highly anticipated that I feel like could happen for Man United. And if it did, it would be massive, not only for Man United, but the Premier League in Vítor Gyokeres. We paid a whopping 92 million for him at the overall of 86 at the age of 26. Him and Sporting had a bit of a fallout in real life, and considering he used to work at the Ruben Amorim at Sporting, I think it makes sense to bring in this absolute giant, one of the best strikers in world football, into Man United. They want to see him here, so we made it a reality. The new number 9, a proper number 9, has joined the Red Devils and Man United. With a lot of our budget spent on good corners this season, we went to the left mid department where we need rotation with him and Luke Shaw, and that him is actual Nathaniel Brown from Frankfurt. Coming to the over 76 of the role at the age of 21. Plays in the left mid / left back throw. Not a bad individual indeed. I think someone that can offer physically going forward and defensively as our new number 13. A bit of a risk, but we're willing to do that at Man United. Heading towards the centre-back department now, and I think we need to bolster our defence for the likes of Lindelof, Harry Maguire, Lenny Euro, and injured Martinez. So we went to Porto here to pick us a Brazilian called Otávio here. At the age of 22, the overall of 77. Paid a whopping 22 million for him, but we need someone to come in over the likes of Lindelof and Maguire in the near future. I think Otávio could be a very good signing from Porto to Man United. Massive centre-back to join the team. And lastly, we need rotation within the goalkeeper department, hence why we have brought in Marcin Bolka here from Nice, the Polish goalkeeper, the overall 79, age 24. With Anana also joining Bournemouth, we've only got one really outstanding goalkeeper with Tommy in it as well, and some other individuals in Basiad, but we need another one, hence why we've got Bolka here. 23 million, got a bit of potential about him, why not? Massive keeper in real, I think 6'6". But however though, how would this team play out in season 1? It's a decent team on paper, but can it get a little bit better than finishing 15th last season and also following Europa League? Let's find out, shall we? Because we are at the end of season 1 with Ruben Amorim as I am the assistant manager. But is it going to be enough? And looking at the calendar, I think we've gone on one against Crystal Palace in the FA Cup. But how we got in the league and first, to a dramatic bit of difference from the horror season, finishing 15th last season. Community Shield, I know it carries over because it's a new save. We did unfortunately lose that to Manchester City again. Very frustrating indeed, but can we confirm it? We did. We won the FA Cup against Crystal Palace, who obviously just beaten Manchester City, the other team in Manchester. Very played to them 1-0 there, but they're going for the back-to-back. We have done it. We have beaten them 2-1. We would bloody take that. What a good start. Carabao Cup, and no, Manchester City do get the result there. Going back to the Premier League, I can't believe we've come third from finishing 15th. With literally no European competition this season, which is probably giving us our extra edge, to be honest, on actually just focusing on the league. And, well, result speaks for itself. Coming in third with Liverpool on 78 and Manchester City going back the road ways, battering the league by 10 points clear over Liverpool, 16-point lead from last season. Very good within the team here. Just to clarify, has anyone left the club? Let's have a look at the transfer history here. Go down to my club and scroll down. That's the new signings. And quite a few, actually. Joshua Zirkzee gone to fund for 37.8 million. I mean, I'll take that. I mean, the age of 24 overall 81 valued at 30 million. I mean, fair enough, he wants to go. We've got Rasmus Shores and Bueno now in the team, so there's nothing too sad to be worried about. I would have liked to kept him, but he's also gone in January. Luke Shaw has gone for 19.1 million as well. Is there anyone else? No, that is pretty much it. I mean, fair play with Luke Shaw. He's also gone to British Dawn for 90 million. We'll definitely take that. Actually, going to the centre-back role now. Fair play indeed. But let's go on to the actual stuff we want to see and determine who players could be potentially leaving or staying for next season. I'm assuming Godkores has got the golden boot for the team, and he has with 24 goals. Victor Godkores is a 90 overall. Cunha on a fantastic debut season, actually officially confirmed now in real life with him wearing the kit, saying it's a dream come true to wear the United kit. 19 and 6, Bruno Fernandes of course 17 and 10. Nathaniel Brown looks like he had a decent debut season, going up by a +4, the age of 21, 80 overall, played left mid and left back of course, 5 and 7, and Bueno converted to the ST row, which is fantastic now and actually worked out to be in favour with Rasmus Højlund gone and Zirkzee gone. There's more rotation in that ST, a little bit higher than Joshua Zirkzee, and to be honest, a bit more of a quality player indeed. Lenny Euro and Osvaldo here, both getting 3 goals here, which is alright, fair enough. I mean, they've gone up quite a bit, gone up by +3, Lenny Euro on 81, we expected that. Ugarte, I think, to be honest, if anyone did see, he's got the position change into the centre mid row now, into 22 weeks. So hopefully that comes into play. I feel like he'll grow up a lot more higher. Maybe that's why, in terms of his stats this season, could be a little bit higher. Jadon Sancho will be coming back as well, 3 and 3, not too big. Kobe Mainoo going by +5. That's a fantastic season for him. Masri, we did go right to the right mix. Of course, we haven't got any fullbacks in this team. Garnacho only gone by +1. I mean, maybe isn't really the future with him within the team because we've got the cams at the moment. Amad Diallo, I mean, another player we want to try and keep into the team and grow up to be massively very important for us in the near future. Harry Maguire, not too bad. Let's have a look at Rasmus Højlund. Didn't even play a single game under Harry came on the rotation row, which is a bit concerning, but has gone up by a +2. So we'll have to assess what we do for him in Season 2. I just want to have a look at people like Anthony. Again, real good in real life for real betters. I can see him actually going there an actual transfer, to be honest. No one really expected him to do that well, and he's actually turned into an absolute monster in real betters. Fair play to him right there. Dalot only playing 8 games, which is a bit surprising compared to right, maybe one of United's best players in real life, in my opinion, in terms of stat-wise. And obviously, Martinez was injured, so he's only had 18 games, but did get 3 assists at the centre-back. So we've got a lot of a big dilemma with some positions within the team, with Delint actually not getting any goals and assists, but playing 40 games, and Bolka gone up by +5. What an appointment that is there. I mean, to be honest, what a season we've had. I really didn't expect to go on to win the FA Cup in our first season as assistant manager under Ruben Amorim, keeping with his same formation within the team, but getting third. Champions League football has returned back to Man United, and to be honest, it doesn't really matter what the results is going to be with this game. Can we pick up a win last game of the season? And we ended up as a draw with Mason Mount getting the only goal, with Lockman getting the goal in the 37th minute. But an FA Cup, a trophy in our first season, is fantastic for Man United. But we want to continue this series. We're into Season 2, and I can confirm we have got a lot of budget. As you can see, 245 million to splash within the team, and the reason behind that on your screens now, we have sold quite a few players. Jadon Sancho has gone back to Chelsea. They was impressed with him, so he's actually gone back there for 50 million. Rasmus Højlund for 30, and Garnacho for 20.7 million. These individuals here, very good prospects in real life. I think they've still got something to offer, but with Garnacho's value at 18.5 million, show great potential, and Rasmus Højlund the same. We couldn't really get as much, and considering we've got players who are a bit more higher quality standard like that in Cunha and in Bueno now, I feel like there just isn't really an actual potential and future within the team. Harry Maguire, Lindelof and Anthony, don't really need to explain much here, especially these individuals here. I think they're really good offers for 11.6 million and 6.3 for Aston Villa and Forest. Fantastic. Anthony wanted to try and get him back to Real Betis, but the offer wasn't there, so Monaco for 30 million. Marcus Rashford didn't actually really want to sell him here, but 22.7 million for Aston Villa. I feel like just letting him go back to there. We didn't do too bad of a season in Season 1. I felt like it was okay to do. Now you're probably wondering, Warren Zaire Emery here, 60 million to Man United. As you can see on your screens now, whilst I was going to Season 2, he was contracted for literally 10 months left on his contract, and considering he's only played 13 to 14 games this season, and we had all that budget of sending these players, we was able to pick him up for more rotation in the centre mid, which I will get to right now. But just to finish off, even Wheatley and Chido Obi has gone on loan to 20 and leaves here. But going back to the Zaire Emery situation here, the reason why I brought this player in is because, as you can see, Dalot was able to be converted to a centre mid. Try to get him for a centre-back row to get more rotation with Martinez, as obviously we've lost all them in division in the centre-back row. So obviously 2 weeks to change into a centre mid. We was going to definitely take a look, because I don't really want to get rid of Dalot. And obviously, of course, we wanted to get Zaire Emery in. So we have now 4 midfielders to battle that out. Who's going to get the top flight spot in the starting 11? Of course, Zaire Emery probably would go over Ugarte just due to the fact of potential. Bit of a tough decision, that bit harsh to be honest, but Ugarte still needs that position changed to centre mid with Kobe Mainoo and Zaire Emery. What a midfield that is, a very young indeed. Considering, like I said, he hasn't really played as many games with PSG this season, but has won the Champions League. And considering we won the FA Cup and came third, I wouldn't see the mind happening for him in Man United. You can see it kind of happening, I feel like, if it was actually happening in real life, if Man United did finish in third and won the FA Cup. And the rest of the team, though, there's not much of improvement here. I feel like, as like I said, definitely a new centre-back rotation. As much as I love Mason Mount, didn't have a bad season, maybe someone there just to bolster up on the rotation with Cunha and Bruno Fernandes dominating like they did in Season 1. And that is exactly what we have done, because the first signing goes to the new rotational cam, but can also be a very good starting 11 player if he puts his shift in. A team that got relegated, Nottingham Forest in this career mode, where they actually did fantastic in the Premier League in real life this season, in Morgan Gibbs White. We paid 14 million for him at the over of 83 at the age of 25. I'm sorry, but a player of that caliber cannot be playing in the Championship. No offence to Forest there. I think they would agree if they was in the Championship. He comes to Man United. What a steal that is from the Championship. But Forest wasn't the only team that got relegated, because the team that joined third was Brentford, and actually we need a centre-back. Why do we not pick up Seb van der Berg, who is a very good hot prospect centre-back indeed. The age of 23, over 79, Thomas Frank, who was actually the Spurs man in real life, asked for lots of money. They actually wanted for 30 million, but you know what? We've got the money, so why not? A bit more rotation in the centre back like we have with the centre mids. 2 crazy signings, with one signing Artlist just before the season started, joining Man United. 3 incredible signings for Man United in Season 2, but will it be enough for more silverware like in League 1 in the FA Cup? Because as you can see, we have Ipswich, and you can also see just underneath their name, I think we have gone on to win the league. Let's just get into this game and clarify, and if we have, you can see why was Emery and Kobe Manu in that midfield. Fernandes got a chorus 92, Brown to an 84. Now defensively we've been growing, it's looking pretty tasty, but can we get a win at Portland Road? And we do, with Cunha, Bruno Fernandes and Delint, of all people, getting the first goal in the 24th minute. With Arsenal joined to Chelsea, I think we probably have done it. I reckon we bloody have. No Champions League final, unfortunately, no, because it would have popped up there. But have we won the Premier League? We've got 220 minutes, we'll get to that in a minute. And we have. We've done it with style. Not massively convincing like Liverpool with 16 points clear. And Manchester City in this career mode as well. But it is still a big margin. Very good. By 7 points, I do believe there, if I could do my bloody math. By Chelsea, Liverpool, Spurs, Manchester City and Arsenal really having a bit of a stinker. Especially Manchester City, obviously winning it last season. They have gone to 5th this season. Community Shield, have we got them over there? And no, they have done us again in the Community Shield. Pretty much was that the same result there as well. Manchester City getting the Community Shield. FA Cup, we've done it. And we have back-to-back against Burnley in the final. Semi-final, we played Morecambe in the semi-final. Alright, round of 6, Swansea. Alright, bit of an easy run so far. Coventry City in round 5. We have had a very easy FA Cup round. Round 4, does it get even easier? Rotherham. Alright, to be fair, maybe this is why we've won the FA Cup. Round 3, we get a harder game. Surely got to get a hard one now. And oh, there you go. We beat Arsenal. So really our hardest game, no offence to the other teams, our hardest game was in round 3. The rest of the rounds are all the way to the final. We've had a clean slate right there. Carabao Cup, we done well on this one. And no, Newcastle get the result against Sheffield. Where did we get knocked at this one? Bit of a boogeyman trophy for me to win on this channel. But where have we got knocked out there? We got knocked out by QPR on penalties. Fair play in there. Beat absolute limbs right there at Old Trafford in the away end. Champions League football, and it is an El Clasico. Barcelona versus Real Madrid. And we got knocked out by Real Madrid 5-2 on aggregate. If there's any team to get knocked out of, it's either them or PSG. But Arsenal got unfortunate as well, but it will be an El Clasico in the final. Going back to that budget though, we have got the transfer history. Has people left? Our budget this seem it increased massively whilst I simulated through, and I really didn't want him to go. Lautaro Martinez has gone. We failed him in this rebuild. I'll happily hold my hands up there. With that injury and rotations in the centre-back role, maybe he didn't like the amount of game time he got, so he's gone to Aston Villa. If there's any team that he's actually gone to is Aston Villa, then that's fair play. They've actually taken quite a few players off us in this rebuild. And Thierry Malacia, I mean, we could probably see this one. Didn't really get any game time. I tried to convert him to left mid, but I must be honest with you, it took like 120 weeks. He also wasn't getting much game time. He's in good form there, and I think that's a perfect move from right there. But good luck to both of these players, especially Lautaro Martinez. It would have been nice at the end of this rebuild to win the Champions League title beside Bruno Fernandes. But now going on to the more important things at hand. Now it's the squad hub to see who was the best players of the season. And wow, it goes to Matthias Cunha, the number 10. I'm pretty confident a lot of Man United fans would like to see them stats at the end of the season in real life. Maybe not to that extent, but wow, what a season. He's had 31 and 21. Unbelievable. Averaging a 7.57 match rating there is ridiculous. Well done. Champions League as well. 11 and 9 out of 14 is a joke. Bruno, of course, back in that pivot number 10 role in the cam row. 28 and 15. Good core is only 28 here, so actually getting outscored by Cunha and Lewin with Bruno Fernandes is interesting, I must admit. Maybe had a bit of a dip scene, but mid gives great here. Fantastic. What a pickup, like I said, from the Championship. And like I said, a player getting 16 and 10 in the Premier League cannot be in the Championship. But what a steal that is to pick him as well. Zal Emery going to buy a +5. Brown going to buy a +4, 6 and 7. Nowhere he is going to get replaced. Amid Diallo as well. He's done not too bad. Could have been a little bit better with some of the defensive going up as well. Mason Mount, I mean, only playing 6 games, getting 2 goals and 2 assists. Maybe perhaps like we've done with the centre-back rows and the centre-mid rows, we find a new rotational cam to maybe replace Mason Mount to really push over that next limit in our real build challenge and maybe winning and finally completing it in winning the Champions League. Maybe some other players as well could join the team. Van der Berg on about +2 on the rotation of Lautaro Martinez. Also seeing he's gone. Happy days there. That's actually worked there for the best, to be honest. that we brought him in because obviously Matara's going. There is rotation right there, but maybe we cover again and get another centre-back to make it the 4-piece or 5-piece centre-backs to rotate between each other in the newer season. But Season 2 was fantastic. 2 trophies to our name. Only 1 more to go now in the Champions League. But to get the Champions League, we need to level up this team once again. And this time, you can see the Community Shield. No Manchester City like it's been in the previous seasons. We have got Chelsea. So maybe we'll be finally be able to tick that trophy off as well. But the majority one now is to win the FA Cup, the Premier League and the Champions League again. Especially the Champions League, because that is the last one of the main 3 that we need to take off to complete this rebuild. And as you can see, 302 million to spend this season. And like I said, the only really sales that I've done this season, I'll mention the last season, is Mason Mount. He's actually gone to Napoli, who has actually just secured Kevin De Bruyne, which I think is an absolute steal. Harry Mass has gone on loan once again. And this rotational goalkeeper has gone to Ghent. Now looking at the team on paper here, if I could just quickly get onto the team management. Obviously Mount leaving, now we want to find that new rotational cam with Gibbs White. Like I said, we want to have kind of 4 rotational players like we do with the centre mid and the defensive line. Maybe 1 more centre back to replace Haven here and a centre attacking mid that can really push for it right now. Why I'm going to show you as well, Lucho, which I have not revealed at all out of this old rebuild because I feel like it's kind of self-explanatory, is the objectives here. And now we can have a look. Domestic, win the league, win the FA Cup, and win the actual Champions League. Youth development, I'm not going to deep dive into this rebuild. I think that was, like I said, self-explanatory because of how much money we've got and the team within itself. Brand exposure within 2 seasons, sign 3 of the best players in the world, which will definitely tick off right now, because I thought I'll go a little bit rogue and spend 115 million on this central attacker Spanish cam here in Olhan Sunset from Atletico Bilbao. We were actually put in 95, but they was demanding 115. So you know what, with that 305 million budget we had accepted it. He wants a crucial role, but so does all the other cams. They're gonna be in all rotation throughout the season. We've seen that with Gibbs White and the centre mids, and look what happened to us. We won the Premier League, so he will join this team as our new number 7 in rotation with all the cars, with Bruno, Cunha and Gibbs White. What an attacking midfield we've got now with this individual joining Manchester United. But into finding the replacement of the rotation of Lautaro Martinez and the rest of the defence. So I thought I'd keep with tradition here and sign an English centre-back in Jared Braithwaite here. The age of 24, over 82. I think down the line a couple of seasons back he was linked with Man United, but we was able to pay a whopping 14 million for him off Everton on an actual rotation role, which I think is quite generous to be fair, and actually I respect that a lot. The new number 5 in Jared Braithwaite, could him and Sunset carry the rest of the team to a Champions League trophy? That is the big question, isn't it though? Is this gonna be the season we're gonna get over the finishing line with them 2 additions into the team? And it looks like we have gone back to back in the Premier League. Let's see how close it is this time. And it looks like Cunha got a core, as you can just see there, a batting out for the golden boot and going across, and it literally comes down to the last game of the season. Wow, Liverpool have really bounced back this season. Let's just have a look at the league table, the rest of the positions as well. Manchester City has really collapsed from winning it in season 1. Absolute shocker indeed. But can we beat Burnley? We are at home. It should be an easy fixture. Cunha is injured. That's a massive loss right there. But can we get the result? And we do! With good chorus, who else getting the deceiving goal? And Nori getting the goal in the 64th. But we was able to win. Newcastle actually beat Liverpool at Anfield right at the end, which is nice. And I think we have got a player of the season. I'm going to go with good chorus. Could be Cunha. You never know if he's got the assists. Who knows? Is it going to be? And it is Cunha. So fair play to Cunha, who is actually a confirmed player in Man United in real life. And we got a final. We have got a Champions League final at last. Wow, 4-0 away against Sporting. Borussia Dortmund in the final then. It is what it is. It looks like Dortmund beat PSG 2-0 away. To be fair, the away legs for both sides have really clutched up there. I mean, Borussia Dortmund, I think 2-1 down or something in the first leg to PSG, but do it away at France. I mean, fantastic. 4-0 away to Sporting as well. Quarterfinals against Bayern Munich, fantastic. Community Shield, have we finally ticked what we have? So a treble is there, but have we won the FA Cup? And we have! A quadruple is on the card. Fantastic. This is the first time ever, actually. A little bit of a fact here. This is the first time ever in my rebuild that I've won 3 consecutive FA Cups in a row. Every season we have won the FA Cup, so this team is going to be very special indeed. We have got 2 player rows as well, so we might as well upgrade these to increase our chances of actually winning it. to be fair. And Bodica's 1 week to an 89. A lot of growth in the team. You can see why it's done fantastic. Hotspur Wales an 87. And to be honest, there's no point doing that because this could be the last game of the rebuild here. So let's advance 5 days time to Bristol. I'm sad about Cunha though, but that's why we got people like Sunset. That's why we got so much rotation with Gibbs White as well in that Canberra. So unfortunately he will not be playing a final, and Sunset will be taking his place. 88 Gibbs White as well. We had so much variety, and to be honest we'll probably just do our rotational goalkeeper just in case if something goes wrong right there. But what a team indeed. Can it get it done? The defence, to be honest, and I would say the old 1 or 2 midfielders isn't massively high rated, but that attack with Cunha, you got to remember, getting player of the season, has obviously carried us to success. But can we do it? Can we finish this rebuild and get a quadruple for Man United? So here we have it then, Borussia Dortmund versus Manchester United in a Champions League final. Man United has won it all this season, but they need to tick off this glorious trophy they have not won in a while. Hence why we brought Adeyemi is literally like a Formula 1 car, just not stopping, but Delint steps in front and grabs it. But yeah, a trophy they haven't won in a while. We're looking to restore that and finally get it done in the magical Season 3. Where I've got a bit of a lucky number. It must be my lucky number, Season 3. I always get it done to show us how good I'm a manager, but got to stay humble because Dortmund could step up here and we could see ourselves in Season 4 if they turn up and do well. Brown here, a player we've not replaced throughout the whole rebuild, really has stepped up. Going into Bruno Fernandes, going out wide there, big ball outside to Sunset, plays it inside, it's a ball outside to Kobe Mainey, but just cannot get it unfortunately right there. That's how this 3-4-3 is going to work beautifully. We've got so much wide play to cut it back inside, but we've got to neutralise it, and it's also done well this season and previous seasons for the amount of silver we have won at Man United as the assistant manager under Ruben Amorim. Adeyemi running down the wing here, Mr. Pink Boots, speedy Formula 1 player. Goes into the box, outside the box actually. Julian Blanc plays a little bit back at the Kesse, a player we haven't seen in a while to be fair, and a good save from the bulk of the Polish goalkeeper. Some bits of there. A decent strike. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't follow Man United as much, but I do follow football. When the ooh, mistake at the back, should have cleared his lines. Good save from Bolka. Oh god, anyway, what I was going to say was after that, well before that, sorry, I'm pretty confident the bits that did play for Man United. He was doing that with Chelsea, but I think he did play for United. Correct me if I'm wrong. Brown playing it inside to Bruno. He's the player to get it to. And it's a good ball to Cortez, the main man. Cuts it inside. Good course with a good chance, but a player of that calibre, the Swedish striker, you expect him to score that, the number 9. The goals he scored sent the player to Tesco's and just couldn't bang it in. So unfortunate. Good ball from Bruno, but you expect the net to ripple there and United to be 1 up in this final. Dortmund being the better team, but we had the better chance. We've got another chance here. Gokoris can make him redeem himself here. Quick snappy shot, but Koba, one of the world's best, with a good quick save. Bruno finally wanted to lift the Champions League. Goes into the back to Otterville's. There's a good diving header. And I think Militao was there to cover. He's probably international teammate, I do believe. And he was there, but it was going wide. Lit up like a salmon. But could not convert it. 30 minutes in here. I think both teams have been quite equal now. I think Dortmund was kind of leading it with a good chance at the start of the game. But Man United has kind of slowly crept their way back into this game. And I think it's a bit more of a 50-50 game now. The only problem is when it gets past Zhao, Emery and Mainu, we're in trouble because we've only got a 3 back formation. So that's where we need to watch it really. And maybe force them out wide where we've got a bit more defensive in the triangle. Just like that, it goes right through the centre and we cannot get by there. Mainu in the defence retrieves it well. And the ball out wide. Sunset does find Bruno, and Bruno does go down. But does not make a fuss fit like he would do in real life. Very surprised by that. Eden Militao. Adeyemi. Trying from Gokoris, doing defensive units there. Julian Brandt. Just going to think after Bruno. It might work, and it has worked. And we are going to send Diallo on his way. Diallo cutting inside. Can he find Gokoris? He can find Gokoris because surely he finishes now, and he cannot finish his dinner today. He cannot finish it, and it ends 0-0 going into the second half. 3 fantastic chances for the Gokoris, but cannot find the back of the net. Is the Champions League final haunting him? Is the pressure getting to him? Because the rest of the team's stepping up. But our biggest threat isn't delivering on the big stage. Ready to month, 2 changes go into this half. Lenny Euro goes off the pit for Jared Brave, a bit of fresh legs, and also the new converted player in Dallo. Could say he's a shapeshifter with the promo out now. In the centre mid row for Kobe Mania, who's just looking a bit tired. That's a good ball from Zaire Emery. Well, wider Bruno hasn't got the legs. He's a very fast centre attacking mid, but you see with stats every season he is cooking. And Brown does well. Like I said, was originally a fullback. We converted him to the wide role, so he's up and down that wing. Delint striving forward, goes into Bruno, goes out wide. It's a bad pass, but it's actually worked and a good finish. It's Zaire Emery, who's won the Champions League with PSG. Could do it with Man United now. The young lad has stepped up. What was that defender doing, by the way? I was supposed to just lay it off quite easily, but for some reason it's gone behind the defender and he's just in cuckoo land. But what a finish on the left foot as well. We'll see on a better angle here, but you can see it. What is Elemental doing? I think he thought I was going to the Kokoras, but I've actually tricked him and gone to Zaire Emery, and the Frenchman has delivered in the final. So an unsung hero, and Zaire Emery picks up the only goal so far in this final, with of course Bruno Fernandes, you know, his best player, getting the only assist so far in this game, contributing indeed. We're cooking a little bit here. Zaire Emery, it's a ball out wide, no one's marking, out wide to Sunset, and Bruno wants it in the middle. Bruno's found a gap here. Bruno, good save. Should have been 2-0. Zaire, what a pass that is. Oh, and Dalot cannot get there. Oh, that could be a foul. Oh, it's not a foul. The referee's continuing to play on. How is that not a foul? Ball into the box, and we couldn't get it over there. I was just more confused. You can see with the centre-back absolutely took out that player. Did not expect that to continue on. Really thought that, but yeah, of course, simple football rules. Sunday league football, play by the whistle, as they say. Adeyemi doing with speed, but it looks like Dortmund's slowing down a little bit, I must admit. Brown inside. Ball over the top there. Did see down a bit the run. He somehow won the header. And Sunset's found a gap in. Sunset going for the Treveo shot. Alright, I don't know what happened there. Oh, okay. Fair enough. I didn't expect him to slow down. There's a pass right there. Oh, and Diallo's done okay, to be fair. Diallo has found a gap. And Dalot going for the shot now. And Diallo and Dalot linking up. I think I got mixed up with the names there. But I think it's time to make some subs. So a triple change right there. Bueno gives White and Dorgu come off for Gakora's Sunset. And the other individual coming off as well. Just missed it right there, we'll be able to say. But Dorgu does come on as well for Brown. So see how he could do. A bit more of a physical player on that right hand side. Maybe he could do it around the left hand side. But Dortmund know the situation they're in now. That's a good takedown there, I've got to say. Ottio. That was definitely outside the box. That might be a red card, but it was a tactical foul from the Brazilian centre-back. And it will be a yellow card for Ottavio there. Get a player on the bloody line. Braithwaite, you're quite tall. They could lay this off it. Oh, they've gone for a set piece here. And a good block. Out we go. Still 1-0. Dortmund know what they got to do now. They got to go forward. They've got a bit more higher tempo. And we're going to head it down. And well played from Delint. The former Ajax man heads it down to the former Nice man in Bolka. And we're all going to be a bit ratty here. We're just going to hold this ball up a little bit. And a good kick out wide there. Gives White. Need him to come short. Ahmed. That will do. That will bloody do. But can we get the pass? We do. And Bueno's on the pitch as well. There's a good pass out wide. And again, but could they get the goal here? Oh, it's off the bar. Dorgu still alive. Oh, but it's offside. What a finish that would have been. I think that was off Gibbs White. Former Notts man. Elas comes on for Durinville. What a finish that would have been. Limbs. Unlucky, but come on, hold out now. Only the one goal, but there should have been more this game. It would be sad if it goes to extra time now. Bring people down if we have to. Blant plays it inside to Bayer. Goes for a terrible shot, but that will wrap it up. A 1-0 final from an unsung hero in Zaire Emery, who's just won the Champions League in real life with PSG, has joined this team with the rest of them to win the Champions League. A quadruple with the FA Cup, the Champions League, the Premier League, the Community Shield this season. Sadly, another fun fact, the only rebuild ever to not win a Carabao Cup. We've won 3 in a row, but we never won the Carabao Cup, so records to be set and broken, but I'm happy. I mean, that is something though. Winning 3 FA Cups in a row is quite impressive. We're going to give myself a pat on the back and Ruben Amorim as well, with the tactics that he set over the players here today. But a fantastic team indeed. Every player did their job. And Bueno, who looks like he could be the signing that could happen in real life very soon, as Cunha has just happened. We made it reality today with good cores in the links with them, with United and Arsenal. But we brought him to United. Wasn't the final for him, but it's all about that man there, Bruno Fernandes, finally getting his hands on the Champions League, the Premier League, and all the other glory that comes his way. What a team. Challenge completed. We continue on. So there it is. We have won the last trophy to secure this challenge to be completed in the Champions League. We've done it all. The FA Cup, the Premier League, and also a bonus in the Community Shield, which we bottled twice, but finally got it done in Season 3. Fantastic from the Red Devils in Man United. To wrap up this video though, we are just going to assess the team and talk about a couple of players and also Ruben Amorim and his assistant manager's stats throughout the whole rebuild. And it goes to Corcoran. Finally gets the golden boot. Cunha also did get injured in the Premier League, and you can see actually they both ended on the same, so they'll have to fight. It will join it on the golden boot because they both ended on 25 in the Premier League. But overall, Corcoran did get the most goals within the club. Bruno Fernandes, though, definitely going to get the Ballon d'Or, I feel like. 34 and 21 and 61 with winning a quadruple is ridiculous. 7 and 5 and 15 in the Champions League is a joke. FA Cup, 6, 6 and 2. Ridiculous. 20 and 14. Fantastic. Sunset, what a sign he was in Season 3. That's what I was trying to say, though, with him and Gibbs White. Rotation. You see that with Gibbs White in the previous season, Season 2. It's happened with Sunset, and I'm pretty confident if we did into Season 4. I mean, Gibbs White will probably be getting double fixtures in the goals and assists, I feel like, as well. Just maybe an off-season for him. Zaire Emery, the hero in the Champions League. His second goal in the campaign. Diallo, sorry, 12 assists. Fantastic. What a team. Unbelievable. Players that we've never used before as well, which is nice to see. An incredible team. But going on to now, if I could just go on to my career, we can have a look now. 1 club, 2 league titles, 3 domestic cup wins in 3 FA Cups and 1 Champions League title right there. Biggest win, 6-1 against Wolves, and our biggest defeat, 3-1 against our rivals Manchester City, which of course has actually happened twice in the Community Shield. I feel like our biggest transfer fee was obviously Sunset in Season 3, 150 million, with 170 played, 121, 19 draws, and only 31 losses for Ruben Amorim and myself as the assistant manager. What a team, what a rebuild we have done here today, ladies and gentlemen. So I do hope you have enjoyed this video here today. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.